Fucking with you. Make sure you're listening.
I'm listening.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 223 of the Game and Death Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. With me tonight, it's Caleb.
Hey guys.
We're back to our Thursday schedules. This is our home. This is where we belong.
Yeah.
This is where we'll be, 9:30-ish, Thursday nights, twitch.tv/Game and Death. Make sure you guys come by, say hello. You know, I know there's a bunch of you guys out there listening, so you guys should stop by and say hi. And we'll chat with you, I'll chat with you right here on Twitch. So what's going on, Mr. K-Train? How you been, buddy? Not that I need to ask, because we've been talking every day.
Yeah, usually for at least a couple hours.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else major going on other than this in my life. Not that this is major, just as this is the only thing happening. So, Destiny came out a couple weeks ago.
Last week. 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago now. We're in third week.
Yes, we're in week 3.
Destiny came out. Sounded pretty good. A lot of people started playing it. More and more people started playing it, I guess, as word of mouth spread. We grabbed it last Friday.
Yes.
And we've pretty much been playing since last Friday, except for having to go to work.
Yes.
So Destiny 2 is it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'd say it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game.
We played for 12 hours on Saturday.
Yeah, that was a hell of a day. I felt gross after that, but I can't say it wasn't fun.
I don't do that anymore with games. I don't sit there and play for 12 hours at a time. I don't come home and sit down and just play a game. I don't do that. And Destiny 2, it's just like the grind and the urge to play is there.
Yeah, it's just, they took the first one, which I liked to some extent. Destiny 1, so let's talk Destiny 1 briefly, before I guess we get back into 2. I don't know.
You mean the Destiny 2 beta?
The Destiny 2 beta. Destiny 1, we're playing 1.8 right now. Anyway, Destiny 1, so we were pretty into it when it first dropped. That was about 3 years ago now. I'm trying to think.
Longer than that. That's got to be longer than that.
Maybe 4 years ago? When did Destiny 1 come out?
I'll let you know. Keep talking.
Okay, so we ended up picking it up, and we blasted through the campaign together, which was fun.
A lot shorter than this one. 2014, by the way. So you've
okay.
So 3 years
ago. Yeah, most shooters are fun when you have co-op, But we pushed through the campaign, and then I kind of got stuck almost immediately after that. I played a few hours of PvP here and there, but mostly just kind of abandoned the game after doing the raid once, the first raid. How was your experience with Destiny 1, Chris?
Vault of Glass was the first raid, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I played through Destiny 1 with you.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Then the only way to gear up was to play PvP at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of PvP and a lot of Nightfalls, because that was the only way to gear up in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
And I got geared up enough to run Vault of Glass, and I was able to finish Vault of Glass. I thought you were with me, but I guess not. I guess I completed that with Yeti.
Maybe I was there, but that was my second time.
Because I completed Vault of Glass, the entire raid.
Yeah.
And I completed Taken King.
Okay.
But that was about it. Like, that was only because I was working at GameStop again. People came in, they were like, "Oh, you should come play with us. Yeah, you should totally come play with us." And I was like, "Alright, I guess I'll come play." And one of my customers had come in and bought me Taken King. Like, that's why I started playing again. But aside from that, like, I thought Destiny 1 was decent, but it wasn't great. Like, I had a lot of like, there was no end game.
Yeah.
And
it was very not thought out.
Destiny 2's not great with endgame, but there's a lot more to it. Like, I don't like that there's only one raid. I don't like that I can't choose what strike I go into. Like, I have to go into a strike playlist. I can't choose which dungeon I want to raid.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that it seems like like right now I've hit a wall kind of at this where I am, which is why I didn't come home today and like jump on, because I'm like, oh, I need to wait for people because I need people to do everything else that I want to do in this game to get any gear. Like, I can go run, a bunch of public events, but I get better gear when I'm with a party, so I might as well just wait for other people.
Mm.
So I haven't played today. Today's like the first day since last Friday that I have not played Destiny 2. So it's one of those things where it's like I'm hitting a wall, but Destiny 2 is just so good compared to Destiny 1. It's just one of those things where I don't know, man, I'm addicted.
Yeah, you're addicted just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny 1 obviously had some issues. I mean, I'd always liked the core game that was there. I thought the mechanics were incredibly solid. I mean, it's Bungie, how could they not be? The gameplay itself was incredibly solid, every aspect of it. Most of the shooting mechanics and everything were great. But then you get past the campaign, and, like, I'd never played really an MMO before that I can think of, besides, like, Diablo 2, but that was a very different experience.
Diablo 2 is not an MMO.
Well, no, it's like, well...
It's
not really. MMO. I guess it just has an online component.
Yes.
But people play that game, like, religiously still, I think, some people. Just running characters over and over and shit. Anyway, it was a strange experience. Liked the campaign, going through it with Chris. Was kind of confused by the end game because of the lack of it. Just that it felt... Yeah, I mean, the first one was great to play, but in the end, it was a very empty game. It had a lot of weird flaws that you wouldn't expect from... Well, I guess maybe that was, Bungie's first MMO attempt, and that's what some people would expect of it. But it was just a confusing game in a lot of aspects. I wish there was just more of it, and more to do in general, and some kind of story to tie it all together rather than not at all.
But I mean, even the single players, even the campaign in Destiny 1 was what, like 4.5 hours long?
I want to say it was a little longer, but maybe not too much longer. I'm trying to remember exactly.
Okay, so Destiny 1 was maybe 5 hours long. But there was no drive to get you through it.
No.
And there also was no reason, like, there was no reason to keep going. There was no story pushing you along. You had all these, like, other side stuff to do, but there was no reason to do them. You had no drive to do them. And then when you got to the very end of Destiny 1, it felt very Halo 2-ish ending, where it was just kind of like, okay, the game's over. And you're like, wait, what? Like, do you remember the ending to Destiny 1?
Yeah, it kind of set up a lot of things and set up a lot of vague questions and didn't really answer much. And then we killed a big dude.
Like, you kill a big dude, and then it's like, none of these questions that we actually posed in the story that we gave, the little story that we gave you, were answered. Have fun going online for more information about the story. Destiny 2 fixed all those problems.
Destiny 2 so far has fixed pretty much all those problems from what I've seen. That's the thing. I'm still shocked at how much there is just kind of to do, even at the point that I'm at. And I'm getting close to that wall where you are, but I'm still enjoying just running around and doing stupid things here and there. There's so much to do at any given time, even on a map and everything that's going on. There's just constant public events with people that give you nice rewards. And everything you do, rather than Destiny 1 where you had to do PvP, I mean, that was the biggest failing, obviously, especially for someone like me who likes PvP in some games but isn't going to be like a huge fan of it and just play it constantly like someone like Hollow would have. But so I played a few hours here and there and I liked it, but I never really got anywhere because I didn't play for, like, I don't know what was it, like 10 to 15 hours, maybe 20 to get your first legendary that was like higher than the base level cap that you hit towards the end of the campaign. And I'd known people who play for days and days at a time and maybe get one legendary. and it just, dude, it wasn't something a person like me was going to do.
Don't forget, in Destiny 1, every piece of equipment also rolled differently. So,
yeah.
So if you got like this exotic hand cannon that you've been questing after, which is like the one piece of gear that you need for your character, but it rolls like shit, it's pretty much useless. Which they got rid of in Destiny 2. Every piece of exotic, like every exotic has exactly the same stats across the board. They don't roll differently, which is nice and it's interesting, but at the same time, it's kind of weird because I'm like finding the same exotic and I'm like, what's the point of me having two of these?
So are you thinking that the loot drops are a little bit too high at this point from how much they've boosted them?
No, I'm not, because I'm having a hard time finding gear. Because you hit a certain point where there's a lot of ways to get gear to get up to 265. You have tokens you can trade in, you've got strikes you can run, there's lots of rep that you can grind and stuff like that to get you to 265. And once you hit that 265 cap, a lot of the ways for you to get gear goes away. Like, hunting for chests around the world and rep grinding becomes useless because all of the overworld chest legendaries that you're going to find and all of the rep gear you're going to find doesn't break 265.
Yeah.
So there's no point in that anymore. And I play this game like I would any other MMO, so I'm like, if there's no point and it's not going to make my character better, I'm not going to do that activity. So, like, Caleb runs around and finds all these chests, and I think it's dumb as fuck. As an MMO player, I'm like, why are you wasting your time doing this when you can fast travel and do, 3 public events in the time that it took you to find that one chest that didn't help you reach your end goal? And I think, like, it's not... and I know it's kind of a dickhead thing to say, and it's kind of, like... It's our different play styles, and it's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, I don't see the point in it. I'm like, our end game is to hit, S300, which is the current soft level cap. Yeah. Which is the current hard level cap is 300. And we're trying to hit that 300 hard level cap. Why are you doing stuff that's not going to help you get that 300 hard level cap?
It's going to help me get to 265, though. Which is, well, I mean, now I'm at 270, so I'm not sure it necessarily matters as much as it did. I should probably just be doing public events, but I'm also doing those too. It's hard not to when they happen so close to you and so constantly.
Right, public events are a good thing to do, especially if you have raid tokens, especially if you're in a clan, because then your exotic drop goes up exponentially. With a raid token, with a fire team token active, and the clan that I'm in, my exotic drop is like once every 5 public events I get an exotic.
Yeah, interesting. So
I'm like, alright, I'll do 5 public events in an hour, and as long as they all go heroic, by the 5th one I normally get at least 1 exotic.
Nice. Yeah, I was wondering if it was high or I might just be getting lucky in this game in general. I don't think it's as high as that, but I feel like I'm getting a pretty good amount of even some really rare stuff here and there.
Like, legendaries drop, stuff. Like, once you hit, like, 265, 270, legendaries drop like water, and you're just like, oh, see you later, legendaries, don't need you, peace. You're all lower than I am, go away. Like, I'm constantly breaking down legendaries. It's just like, nope, you're not good. Nope, you're 263. Go away. And it's like, that one piece of legendary gear you find that's 1 or 2 points higher. You're like, yes! Push me up a little, just a tad bit higher. Help me get to 275.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what it's starting to become for me. But there's still PvP, which I'm looking to jump into as well. At some point. I started playing a few rounds last night. It seems pretty good so far. This game, I don't know, I'm just really enjoying everything it has to offer. And again, I'm not a huge MMO player in general, but they've really created something pretty interesting with this one. I remember the first one wasn't maybe as historic as I thought it might be, just because it didn't turn out to be the best game in the end. But this one so far, I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just incredibly fun to do whatever you're doing, and there's things constantly happening around you. And I don't just look for treasure chests. Like I said, I do some other things here and there as I am running around. But for me, it's just interesting to have such big playgrounds to run around in at all, as public events and happening, or as you're doing other missions and things. It fixed all the problems of the first one. What more can we say?
The other thing is, it also, I think that Destiny 2 kind of exponentially shows how poor of a game Destiny 1 was.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of sequels that come out, and you're like, this is marginally better than the first one. And, the first game wasn't as good as we thought it was, because look at how much better this game was. And then you have the ones that get incrementally better, like the Grand Theft Auto series. You go from 3 to Vice City to San Andreas to 4 to 5, and it's like, okay, you can watch the gradual progression. With Destiny, it's like Destiny 1 is compared to Destiny 2, Destiny 1's like a 4.0 on a 10-point scale. Destiny 2 is like a 9.
Yeah, that's what Destiny 2, we've made these kinds of jokes, but it's literally just basically a do-over of the first one as far as every aspect of it is concerned, which is obviously not a bad way to go as far as what you plan to do with the sequel. It's just interesting to have it seem done so well.
You know what it reminds me of? The jump from 1 to 2 when it comes to a game? It reminds me of the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can see that definitely too. I liked the first one when it came out. It hasn't aged super well. The second one has, because it's incredibly fun and it will always be fun.
But that's the thing. You played the first Assassin's Creed and you're like, this game's all right. This game's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the second one came out and you're like, oh, this is what the game could be. And then from 2 on, you can watch You can watch the steps up of that series as it gets better, with some missteps here and there, but you can watch that get progressively better. But the jump from Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2 is, they're like 2 different games. It's like Assassin's Creed 1, they were like, okay, this is proof of concept, we can do this, and then here's the game we originally wanted to make.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I might almost say the same thing for Borderlands, but maybe not quite as big of a jump from 1 to 2, although it is a nice jump.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say because Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 are both very good.
Yeah, I feel like 2 is literally just the first one, but more, because the mechanics are so good to begin with.
Right, but they didn't change...
But maybe not that big.
But they didn't change that much between Borderlands 1 and 2.
I think they added a little bit more story here and there. They made it way longer, that's for sure, I think.
Right. They made it it's a bigger game, but it's
not necessarily a do-over. Yeah.
It's not a do-over. It's here's this game we had, and it did really well, and it's a good game, and here is the next step up of that. It's a bigger game, better story, better controls, a little bit more polished. Here's 2, and then pre-sequel, I think, was step back, but with 3, we're going to get even more of that, and it's going to be an even bigger world. It sounds like it's going to be multiple multiple planets, and it's going to be fucking amazing, and I'm going to jizz in my pants and shut into my room like a hermit.
We'll see. We'll see what they come up with.
If we're done talking about Destiny, I can bring up something else I've been playing while I've been playing Destiny. Well, not while I've been playing, but alternatively to Destiny.
So, one more thing before we do finish off Destiny. I had an interesting question for really just a discussion between the two of us, I expected, just because it's probably going to be a complicated answer. So, Destiny 2, not everybody's a big fan of it. There are other problems that Destiny 1 allegedly had that people still think it has in the second iteration. One of the big one being just how generally, as far as progression and as far as going from boss to boss and as moving farther in the game, all the enemies are pretty much the same. They just have more health as you go further, which in some ways is kind of a thing that Borderlands does too. as opposed to, say, making things more challenging in unique ways, and I don't know, having new types of mechanics involved later, or what do you think about that general concept about a lot of the bosses just being bullet sponges, that you're basically doing the same thing over and over, shooting them over and over for just like minutes at a time? What are your thoughts on that?
See, I'd have to disagree.
Okay.
After playing as much Destiny 2 as I have, is that playing like the Nightfall that we played this week, that's this week that we can't complete, and watching people do the raid, and seeing some of the other strikes, is some of these end game boss and some of this end game content, there's a lot of different strategy. Like the boss for this week's raid, you can't just stand in the middle and just shoot him. You can't.
Yeah.
He doesn't just stand there and attack you, and you can't just sit there and shoot him. It's very communication driven, and there's a lot of strategy involved. Same thing with, I know that you've watched the raid via YouTube videos.
Yeah.
The boss of the raid is very communication heavy. There's a point where half of your squad gets teleported someplace else, and they have to call out the symbol they see so you know which witch not to kill, so that you can then damage the boss. Like, there's strategy involved, and I think that had it been like Destiny 1, where it's like, alright, here's a big dude who stands in the middle of the room and shoots a laser at you, and here's two big dudes who stand in the middle of the room and shoot a laser at you, like, then yeah, I could see people making the, all the bosses are just giant bullet sponges. The main storyline, yeah, most of the bosses are just giant bullet sponges. But that's not, that's to get you to 20, and then you do the end game content. It's an MMO. Most MMOs, it's about getting to that end game content as fast as possible, so that you can enjoy this like end game super epic. Playing with 6 people, I guess, is the raid, right? 6, or is it 8?
6. Raid is 6.
6 people. Where like in WoW, you got to the end game to be like, okay, I'm one of 25 people to take down this giant fucking dragon. That's what we're here to do. Or one of 50 people, or one of 40 people, 40-man raids. I'm one of 40 people. We're a guild. We're here together. We're here to take down this giant ass dragon, and it's stuff like that that's really interesting to me. And to see, like, the strikes have that kind of stuff tossed into it, and the Nightfalls, and the first raid that they've released, to have not everything be giant bullet sponges, I don't have that criticism. If I had just played the main storyline, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, everything's a fucking bullet sponge as you get further in the game. Yeah,
that's kind of been my similar take on it as I've started to get into that endgame content a little bit more. Like I said, it's a very different experience just as someone who's never played MMOs, to play through a campaign and then have more things to do with your friends and get bigger and larger groups of people together to do really intense things. It's something very different. As far as the bullet sponges, yeah, I think they made a lot of changes. I don't know if some people will be willing to play 12, 13 hours to, get to those changes. It depends on the kind of gamer you are, I guess. But I am really starting to enjoy a lot of the stuff they have put back here. It's just taking the effort to get there and to see much more complex enemies and strategies to have to deal with. I mean, we were, fucking stuck on the Nightfall strike, which I think a lot of people are this week, because I wonder if it's going to be this hard in the future, since it's their first week with it and their first attempt with this strike, on like a large scale with all these people playing. But yeah, I was going to say, if you have the time to get friends together and you are at least somewhat of a social gamer, obviously it doesn't demand the kind of intensive community building like something like WoW, it sounds like it does. Even just having a few other friends to play makes a huge difference and can lead to a lot of really great times. It's a very cooperative game. You've got to beat the campaign to get to the best stuff. It's a different beast, but I mean, if you're willing to put the time into it, you can get some really great experiences, a lot of fun out of it. It's really interesting.
Exactly. And with October right around the corner, like, I'm starting to cancel pre-orders and stuff because I'm like, I don't need this game. I don't need that game. Because I'm going to play Destiny, and I think the next thing I'm getting is, I think, Fractured But Whole. I think that's the next game that comes out.
I think, yeah, that's October, right? Is that the 17th or the 16th?
Yeah, some shit like that. And then The Evil
Assassin's
Within
Creed,
and Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
It's like those are my October games. I'm not picking up Call of Duty this year. I usually pick up Call of Duty and play with Hollow. Hollow has quit gaming, so I'm not playing. I have nobody to play Duty with, and that saves me $60. So,
Yeah, and through word of mouth of this game, it seems like almost everybody on my friends list is playing it. Everyone's picking it up. Not everybody, but I mean a lot of people. Enough people to make it a very easy to jump into and start, making friends kind of experience, or playing with friends kind of experience.
Yeah, I found out that a lot of, I have a bunch of local friends here in Jersey that I play board games and Magic the Gathering with, who I had no idea played video games. And me and Caleb were looking for people to start doing Nightfalls with. And I had just randomly posted on my Facebook, like, hey, I know there's people out there that are playing Destiny. If anybody's looking for a third, 2 people to run the Nightfall with, let me know. And come to find out, half of my friends that I play Magic with, I didn't know play video games, and now I'm playing with them, as well as Caleb, most of these nights. And it's kind of weird to watch my two worlds come together with, hey, look, Caleb, I have friends, local friends. People I know in real life. Not just internet people.
Yeah.
And not just my wife.
Well, I was going to say, one of my old college buddies who I'm still relatively close with, I don't text as often, but still kind of keep in touch with, he was the kind of guy who got married right out of college and went straight into graduate school. And he's just now getting out with his PhD at 28. We're the same age. That's a devotion to, learning that I definitely could not have done. I randomly texted him at one point asking if he played Destiny 2, because I knew he was playing the first one, and he seemed to like that one. And apparently he mentioned he's in this clan, and he has a bunch of his friends that play normally, and they're jumping from 1 to 2, and they play all the time. It's just, interesting to see different connections in my own life start popping up, because now I'm talking to him more than I would have, than I have since college, honestly. And it's just, it's a very interesting social experience in how it opens up that kind of communication with people around you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's enough Destiny. We talked on it for about a half an hour.
Yeah.
I have been playing Metroid Samus Returns as well on the 3DS.
Okay.
It is probably one of my top 5 3DS games. It is fucking phenomenal.
And it dropped almost in the stealth of night. I felt
Dude, I had completely forgotten that game was coming out. Completely and totally forgotten that game was coming out. And I got an email that was like, hey, your order of Metroid Samus Returns has shipped. And I went, wait, this game's coming out already? And then, the next day it was at my house, and I was playing it, and I was like, this game's really good. Tonight, rather than play Destiny, me and Dawn were watching American Vandal on Netflix. And I was playing Samus Returns, and the game it's Super Metroid on the 3DS pretty much, and it's amazing, and it's fun. And it's Metroid, and it's not bad Metroid. It's not other M Metroid, it's actual Metroid. And I hope this game sells really well so that Nintendo sees how good Metroid can do for them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the reviews for this game that seem to be really good. I don't know how many people are really playing it right now. I hope it does well. I hope people are buying it. It just feels almost like it just came out of nowhere with how quick it released. But I guess we'll see. So if you have a 3DS, it's a game to get. You would recommend?
Without a doubt. Oh, excuse
all right.
me. Without a doubt, it's definitely a game to get.
Let's see if we can bring back Metroid through purchase of this one. And what else is coming out? They had one other game that they announced that was a Metroid game.
Metroid Prime 3 they announced.
That's right, but that's not till probably late next year, even if not like 2019. That was E3. That was the trailer. It was the trailer for what was essentially a logo. But it was Metroid Prime 3, and they were basically saying, yeah, we're working on it, which is enough to get anybody excited after playing the first two. If you have played the first two. I don't think enough people have. But, yeah. Metroid.
Yeah. So, have you been following anything from TGS?
I've been kind of poking my head into gaming sites here and there over the past few days just to kind of get a sense of what's going on and see if there's anything big to keep an eye on. Not much. There's a couple things here and there that are pretty interesting. I'm not sure if they'll be incredibly mainstream games. I mean, there is a very obviously like Japanese tint to what games are getting shown at this. But there are a couple interesting things I can kind of point out.
Left Alive looks so good.
I was gonna say I'm not sold on it yet, but I'm very interested. I'm very curious to see what comes of this. Left Alive is the spin-off of Front Mission, which has the artwork done by the guy who did all the
Metal Gear Solid artwork.
The famous Metal Gear Solid artwork for 1 through 4. Yeah.
Let me tell you, by the way, I saw the artwork on my phone when I was scrolling through news stories, and I was like, holy shit, is this a new Metal Gear game? Like, a Kojima Metal Gear game? And I clicked on it, and I was like, wait, this is a Square Enix game? Oh, it's just the same artist. Okay, never mind.
But you did end up watching it, obviously.
Yeah, I watched it, and I read the, like, 3 hours ago, there was a translated Famitsu article that we got more information about it. So, I read that because it something inside of me goes, no, that's Metal Gear, you want to play that. So,
yeah, I kind of got a similar feeling, but I'm still, it looks very interesting. I want to see more before I pass any kind of judgment, but we'll see.
Final Fantasy IX is now available on PS4. They like, Ninja released that shit.
Yeah. Not in the US yet.
Yes,
as far as we know.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Did it drop today?
Came out yesterday.
I thought it was just in Japan. Nice. We've gotten a bunch of Evil Within 2 gameplay, if you're curious.
Like 2 hours of it, I heard.
Yeah.
I won't watch it. I won't watch it. I will not watch it.
You will not watch it?
I will
you don't
not.
Want to be... You want to go in totally blind?
You should know me by now. We've been doing the Gaming Death for like 5.5 years now. I don't... If there's a game that I'm really, really excited for, once we get a release date on it, I usually shut off communication for it. So I will not watch... I will not watch anything on Evil Within 2. Because, like, I'll have it in less than 30 days.
Yeah, you will. We're at that point in the month.
Yeah, like,
Ooh.
Kingdom Hearts 3 I'm really psyched for, but we don't have a solid release date on that. So I'll watch the videos that are coming out for it.
Yeah.
Whereas Evil Within, we are 30 days out. What the hell am I going to... Why am I going to watch a trailer, 2 hours of gameplay that I'm going to be playing in less than 30 days?
That's fair.
You know, like, watching 2 hours of gameplay isn't going to sway me not to buy the game. I'm going to buy the game. It's survival horror. I'm going to buy the game. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came out, by the way.
Yeah. Right before we go there, I was going to say I'm at a similar point right now with the new Assassin's Creed, and I'm just kind of waiting it out. That's coming out not too long after Evil Within. So, anyway, yeah,
I watched... Back to Assassin's Creed really quick. I watched the one video from E3 where they were like playing and they showed the eagle and they were marking targets and stuff. That's the only video I've seen of Assassin's Creed Origins. And I was sold on it. And I went, okay, that's all I need to see. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I don't need to know the story. I don't want to see, like, I got to watch him, like, at the end of that video they spoil that there's some mystical elements to him because he fights the big gator monster things, and I was like, I didn't need that spoiled for me in this trailer. Like, I would have rather you just showed me him fight two big guards, but you had to show me fighting gator monsters. That kind of bummed me out a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'm trying not to draw too much on what I see. I don't know. I know it's going to be good.
Yeah. But Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came out. Supposedly it's really good.
Is it? Is it particularly good?
That's what all the reviews are saying, that it's particularly good.
Someone on, I think the Destructoid review was like not quite as good as the first couple. Let me see if I can find it really quick. 7.5.
That's still good. Since when is a 7.5 not good?
It is good. It's pretty good.
7.5 is still above average.
Yeah. It's no MVC2, but it's
nothing good. Is MVC2 though.
That's true.
Street Fighter 5 isn't MVC2. That's like, everybody's like, Street Fighter 5 is great, you know, and it's like, but it's no Super Street Fighter 2. And it's like, no, of course not. Nothing is Super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna touch those games. They're fantastic, and they're a product of their time, and you're never gonna get a game that comes close to as good as those games were. I'm sorry. But there was big controversy with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's giant $200 collector's edition. Did you see this?
I did not see this. What happened?
Okay, so remember, I don't know if you remember, they showed the collector's edition off, and it came with a bunch of really cool, you know, high-res resin statues for Mega Man X, and so Chun-Li, and some other characters. You know, people I don't really fucking care about. But it also was supposed to come with this case of Infinity Gems. And the case they showed off had, like, these beautiful Chaos Emerald-looking crystals inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
The case that they sent, they look like plastic Easter eggs.
Oh, wow.
That's... Like, not even kidding. If you are on your computer right now, Caleb, Google this shit.
Okay.
You will be sorely like, holy shit. It's bad.
Infinity Stones?
Yeah, look for the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Infinity Stones. It's bad.
Let's see. Collector's edition is disappointing. Let's see. That was the first picture. Nope.
Here, hold on. I'll send you the link that has it side
Oh
by side.
my gosh.
Here's one that has them side by side for you.
I think that might be the one I was just looking at. Let's see.
I'll post it here on Twitch for you guys too, so that you guys can see this shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How big is this thing, this box?
Probably about the size of a keyboard.
Jesus. And those are just plastic Easter eggs.
They don't come out either, by the way, and they light up.
And they light up.
They light up. So they're basically half of plastic ovals super glued into this case with a light bulb underneath them. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is the thing. That's the thing. Capcom gave everybody plastic Easter eggs in a box.
Yeah.
Said, here's your Infinity Stones.
One of the reasons I'm just not a big fan of getting this kind of stuff for games and these kinds of special editions for games.
I will get special editions if I know who the manufacturer is. Like, the original Tomb Raider Collection Edition came with a PlayArts Kai Lara Croft figure. And PlayArts Kai is a reputable company for action figures. So it's like, I collect action figures. I would like this Lara Croft figure that you can only get in this collector's edition. I will buy it. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they're looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
We
go ahead.
finally got a trailer for... Oh, you got some more?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we finally got a trailer for the long-awaited Resident Evil 7 DLC, Not a Hero, which is still going to be free, and is coming out in December, at least for people who already have the game. Have you seen the trailer?
No. Again, we'll not watch the trailer.
Okay. That's December 15th. We still got a few months. You might want to watch the trailer.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I guess it's hard to draw too much. It just doesn't look amazing, or maybe it's just not a good trailer of the game. Maybe they're going to keep a lot of stuff secret until you actually play it. But I'm really not sure. The trailer itself just wasn't great in my mind. But I mean, the 7 was pretty amazing from what little they showed before it came out. I should pick that game up if it's on sale anytime soon. But I guess not going to see anything.
Talk to me.
What's up?
Talk to me about this trailer. What's wrong with it?
It just seems very bland and shooter. I don't know.
Is it? Is it bad?
It's not the greatest. Again, they could be very selectively showing you things in the trailer to throw us off the scent. But I don't know.
Resident Evil 7, by the way, is still $41.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, Christmas sales and winter sales.
Well, if you're gonna wait till December, you might as well just pick up the gold edition for $50.
Ooh, is that coming out December? I heard
December
about that
12th.
Yep. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff coming in October. If I can pick up anything day one.
That's December. That's December. That doesn't come out until the same day as the Hero DLC.
I know, but I was going to say if I can pick up anything else during October, it's going to be Assassin's Creed first and foremost. But I do really want to get around to South Park and Evil Within 2 whenever I can get a chance to. I don't know what I'm going to be playing by the time we get to December, besides Destiny maybe.
Yeah, like I said, I have 3 games left. Like Fractured But Whole, I would have canceled a long time ago, but I pre-ordered through Ubisoft, so they wouldn't let me cancel.
Yeah, that's some horse shit, man.
And then they lost my order. I had to call them, and they had to track down my order. By the way,
this is really
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was like, hey, I haven't gotten an email about the updated release date or anything on this order, and they were like, oh, we switched our tracking systems, so it might have gotten lost. Give me a second. So they had to track down my order because it got lost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're having a great time through Ubisoft's pre-order experience.
No, I'm not. I will never pre-order through Ubisoft ever again. But
sounds like good.
Like that, Evil Within is like my number 1 game for October, and then Assassin's Creed is very, very, very close behind that. I can't wait for Assassin's Creed.
Looks good, man. I'm still so happy with Syndicate. I might want to play through that again actually at some point soon. But
I have to finish Syndicate. It's the one Assassin's Creed game I've never finished.
Have you not actually finished Syndicate?
I haven't finished Syndicate.
Man.
It's on my backlog.
Ah, it's so good. I'm a big Assassin's Creed geek, but even then, it's a fantastic game.
Like, I'm a huge Assassin's Creed geek as well. Like I said, I've beaten every Assassin's Creed game except for the one that was PS3. PS3 only.
Rogue.
Rogue. I haven't played Rogue.
Like, why would you pull out your PS3 at this point? Like, I have mine set up, but I just don't use it very much.
And Syndicate now. But Syndicate, I'm on, like, the second to last mission, so I might as well just finish it up. It's one of those where it's like... I do that a lot with games, where I get, like... I'm almost done with this game, I guess I should finish it, and then I go back to it and realize that I only have, like, 20 minutes left in the game. I did that with, what the hell was the Lord of the Rings game that they're making a sequel to?
Shadow of Mordor?
Shadow of Mordor. I put that game down and I picked it up and was like, "Oh, I really like this game. Let me go back and see how much see if I can play some more of this game." And I played like one mission and that was the final mission in the game. So I sat down, I played one mission, I beat that one mission, and then I watched the credits and I went, "I'm a fucking idiot." No idea that I was at the end of the game. But oh, thanks game. But no, Assassin's Creed is just one of those games where I've always loved them. We have differing opinions on Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, we do.
And did you ever get a chance to play the PS Vita version, Liberation?
No, I didn't hear the best things about that one.
It's alright. It's better than 3.
Well, that's fair.
My brother just speaking of Assassin's Creed, my brother really got into the Assassin's Creed games. His birthday was back at the beginning of September.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do you want for your birthday, kid?" And he was like, he just turned 14, and he's like, "I want a new Xbox 360 controller." He hasn't upgraded to the new consoles yet. And I was like, "Okay, I can do that." And I was like, "Anything else you want?" And he's like, "I really want an Assassin's Creed game. I have 2." And he has 3. No, 2 and Black Flag maybe. He has 2 and Rogue. He has 2 and Rogue. And I was like, okay, I can pick you up an Assassin's Creed game. And they made a 3-pack of the American collection. It's got Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and Assassin's Creed Liberation on it. And it was like $12 on Amazon. I was like, shipped. So, to see him getting into a game series that I love to death, it was like, yeah, here, take it. Have fun.
Has he gotten through any of them yet?
He said he's beaten 2, and he doesn't like the boat content in Rogue. And I was like, but the boat stuff's the best. Wait till you play Black Flag. It's amazing.
Black Flag's good too.
Black Flag is hands down the best Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, despite people who would insist that it's not an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Yeah, it totally is. It's right there in the name.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle is coming out this weekend. I don't know why that's in the feed.
I want to see it. I want to see it, but I probably won't see it in theaters. Like, I really want to see it too, but I haven't gotten a chance to see that either.
I haven't heard the best things about it, but some people have said like it's at least entertaining. But the first one was much better than just entertaining. I guess I can always watch that again.
The first one's only good and better than just entertaining for the head exploding scene and the Freebird scene. It's the only reason that movie gets a pass as being more than just a popcorn flick. If neither of those scenes were in that movie would just be another popcorn movie. It would have turned into another Wanted. I love popcorn movies, and I love Kingsman. I think it's a phenomenal movie, and I'll watch it over and over and over again. But to be honest, without the Freebird scene and without the head exploding scene, that movie is just a generic action spoof of James Bond.
Okay.
So. And then there was weird people that got up in arms with the anal sex joke.
I didn't get up in arms. I just we've had this conversation. I'm kind of indifferent. Just thought it was weird.
It's a joke. It's there to laugh at. Ha ha. It's a joke. It's an anal sex joke. Ha ha ha. He saved the day. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
You know, James Bond cliche. Instead of him walking out of the water and banging a chick on the beach, he grabbed champagne and banged a chick in a room. That's what it was. It's the same. That was the analogy they were going for.
Fair enough. Netflix's Daredevil just got a trailer. Have you watched that yet?
What?
The trailer for the
Punisher
Netflix
just got a
Punisher?
trailer. Yeah, not Daredevil. Didn't get a trailer. Punisher got a trailer, and it's a fucking amazing.
Is it amazing?
It is. Well, Punisher. I'm a little biased. Punisher, one of my favorite Marvel characters, and I think John Barenthal is an amazing Punisher. So, I'm a little biased. but the trailer looks really good. Have you watched this trailer yet?
I haven't. I was kind of waiting to hear what you would think about it, because I know you're obviously a huge fan, and hadn't heard anything else about it. Actually, just saw that it had been released and thought I'd ask you about it before, going anywhere else.
See,
But I'll have to check that out tonight.
I've lost a lot of faith in Netflix's Marvel series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Daredevil's really good. Like, both seasons of Daredevil were fantastic. And Jessica Jones, I thought, is one of the best, like, comic book adaptations of anything ever. I think that it did it perfectly. And I thought Luke Cage was really good. But Iron Fist was terrible.
That's what I heard.
And Defenders, because they rely on Iron Fist a lot, wasn't very good. So it was like, give me more Daredevil and give me more Jessica Jones, but I don't want more Iron Fist. I really don't. And it makes me really mad. The thing that makes me the most mad about this whole fucking thing is I really wish fucking Spider-Man wasn't a movie, and I wish that it could be on Netflix, because I think Spider-Man would do great as a Netflix series rather than a movie.
Do you think so?
Without a doubt.
But they had to reboot it the third time to make a film.
I understand that they went with the film, and I think that had they had done a Netflix series rather than the third film, and been like, okay, here's the characters, this is them, getting to know them, seeing a little bit of these, like, minor villains that Peter fights at the beginning, and, kind of doing, like, an origin story on Netflix, then do Homecoming, and then, like, bring him into the whole Marvel, like, after Homecoming, how he's being, like, fully pulled into the Marvel fold, then kind of bring him into the Marvel fold. I think that would have been a nice transition, but I don't like that. I think, like Daredevil, Spider-Man's like Daredevil, except Daredevil beats people up a lot more. Daredevil's the dark version of Spider-Man. They're both very character-driven comic books. And you can't do that big character-driven backstory, character relationship in, 130 minutes that you can do over, 12-hour-long episodes.
I could see that.
Like, I don't know, it's just comic book TV shows just always, to me, made more sense. They're already in an episodic format. Their original format is episodic, as in a comic book. Like, trying to cram a bunch of story into one giant, one movie or two movies just doesn't make sense to me. The giant, like, crossovers, like Infinity War as a movie, perfect sense. Age of Ultron, perfect sense. The Avenger movies make perfect sense. The other shit, not so much. I'd rather see these characters, every season, seeing other comic book stories play out. But that's not what they decided to do. They were like, no, movies are bust. Give us all the money. We're Disney. Fuck you guys.
Speaking of movies, but still kind of going back to games, have you seen the Tomb Raider trailer for the movie?
You mean that fan-made trailer? Yeah, I totally saw a fan-made trailer.
The Alicia Vikander fan-made movie?
Yeah, that fan-made trailer for the live-action version of the video game. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, in case you can't tell from his tone of voice, it was a great trailer. It's really not very good.
It's not. It looks fan-made, and
it's fan-made.
It does. It looks like it doesn't look like a real movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't look like a real movie. It doesn't look like shit, like 90s amateurish, but like when you watch some of these fan-made trailers online now where they're like that really good Zelda fan-made Legend of Zelda movie trailer that came out like a few years ago. Like, it looks a little too clean and a little bit too crisp.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this trailer looks. It looks a little bit like too clean, too crisp to be an actual movie. And I know that sounds really weird, but that it just looks fan-made. And it also looks like it's just going to be retelling the reboot of Tomb Raider, like beat for beat.
Which, it's a good game. I don't think it would make a good movie in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Yeah, and it just doesn't look well acted, honestly, that well. Which is sad, because Alicia Vikander was fantastic in, was it Ex Machina?
Oh, is that who that is? Is that the chick
That's
from
who
Ex
that
Machina?
is. Yeah, she's not acting as good this time around.
It's because she has hair.
It doesn't. Maybe it is.
It's because she has hair and her body's not CGI'd.
Yeah, I guess the CGI would have made... that might have helped with the last with Ex Machina. Well, it is just the trailer. Who knows? We can't necessarily judge the movie itself yet, but it doesn't...
You can.
It doesn't
it's
really,
a trailer
you can.
in 2017. The trailers show you most of the movie these days.
Yeah.
I watched a trailer for... what the hell's the lady from the Ghostbusters? Melissa McCarthy's new movie called Cook Off.
Yeah.
And that movie, the trailer pretty much shows the entire fucking movie. And I was like, what is the point of me going to see this movie now?
Yeah.
Why am I going to go see... Like, first off, this movie doesn't look funny. Second off, what's the point of me going to see this now? You just... I guess it's like this cooking competition. They're gonna break off to, like, the final four.
Okay.
But they show you who the final four are in the trailer. So, like, if the first half of the movie is them cooking to see who's going to be the final four, you've ruined it for me who the final four are going to be. So what's the point of having, introducing me to these other 16 characters because they're doing it like Dog Day Afternoon?
Yeah.
Where it's like a mockumentary kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those. So it's like, why are you going to show me these 16 other characters when in the trailer you show me the final four? You also show me Melissa McCarthy falling in the trailer and possibly fucking up her dish, but then in the next beat you show me her getting up and being like, look, it's fine. Everything's okay, and her putting it down on the table. What is the point? I don't get it. It's one of the reasons that I like Disney trailers. Disney trailers give you just enough, but not too much.
Yeah, at least with the Star Wars trailers, they've been pretty damn good.
But I mean, even do you remember when the first Beauty and the Beast trailer came out?
Yeah, I do.
They gave you like a hint of Belle. They didn't show her in focus. They gave you just a hint of her. They gave you the shadow of Beast. They gave you Lumiere. They gave you Cogsworth, and they gave you Maurice, and that was about it. And they played the music in the background, and it was enough to be like, okay, this looks good, and I'm kind of hooked now, and now I kind of want to see this, but not enough to be like, okay, this is how this movie's going to play out, because it plays out differently than the cartoon version does. So you're like, okay, I want to see this.
Did you end up seeing that movie?
I did.
Was it any good?
It was.
Is it?
Yes. I'm biased because I think that the cartoon is much better and will always hold a special place in my heart, but...
Do you feel like the Beast sometimes?
No. I unleash the Beast when I unzip my pants.
Oh, nice turnaround.
But we're talking about movies and TVs and stuff. I was trying to say, well, what I mentioned earlier, we're watching American Vandal right now. Have you heard of this on Netflix?
I heard of it I have heard of it, and I've read a couple of reviews, and I think I'm probably going to check it out at some point soon. Are you watching it? Is it good?
I have 2 episodes left.
Okay.
It's good, but it's bad, but it's bad, but it's good.
Okay. I've heard that it does a really good job of making it feel like it was made by a 15-year-old.
Yes, it makes it feels.
And it makes light of that fact a lot.
if you remember what high school was like, and now I'm 12 years out of high school. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost 13. Fuck, I'm old. And it's like, because these are two, like, juniors in high school making this mockumentary kind of like Serial.
Yeah, but to them it's serious, right?
To them it's serious, and they even reference, they're like, yeah, the guy even says, like, I'm the documentarian, I'm making this documentary, you know, and it's kind of like Serial. Or
it's very poorly made.
What?
But it's very poorly made, like, very clearly.
No, it's not like very poorly clearly made. It's just it's nothing but a bunch of high school kids.
Oh, okay.
And it's they take a dick joke and they stretch it out for like 16 or 12, like 6 hours. I think it's 12 half-hour episodes. Over 6 hours, and it works. And I'm invested. And I'm like, I want to know who drew the dicks. And I have my own theories. And I'm like, this is like when I watched Making a Murderer, and I was like, no, the dude didn't do it. But the worst part about American Vandal is, it's all fake.
Yes, I was going to say.
Nobody drew any dicks.
Not quite as good in the same way.
No, it's just as good in the same way, because now, like, I'm getting all the facts that the filmmaker of this film wanted me to see. Like, I'm not just getting, like, half the facts, like, with Making the Murderer, where, like, you go online and you're like, well, the filmmakers left out this, and they just kind of painted this guy in this light for their film.
Yeah.
You know, whereas this is like, no, these are actors, nobody's actually in trouble. This lady isn't actually, getting fucked by the gym teacher. That's not actually happening, guys. These are all actors. It's okay. But it's really good. I'm fucking sucked in. I want to know who fucking did it. Like, I'm going to get off this podcast and I'm going to go finish fucking watching it. It's fucking good. Like, really fucking good.
Okay, maybe I will have to check that out. I'm still working my way through The Wire. I think it's going to take a while, but I'm about halfway through season 3 right now. I could take a break for something else, honestly, as much as I like it. Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know how you watch past season. Like, I watched The Wire season 1, and that's as far as I've gotten in that series. Because
really?
I tried to watch season 2, and season 2 is just bad.
Season 2 is not great. It's
bad.
Here's the thing about season 2, which is about white collar transport workers they're in a dockyard in Baltimore. And they get mixed up with some things because they're bringing in some containers for a gang run by a guy named the Greek. And then things get messy when they find out what's in the containers. And then the cops catch wind of that because what's in the containers is very bad. And it gets into a whole mess. And it's interesting to see the decline of white collar or blue collar life in Baltimore and in a major city like Baltimore. I get it. Like, I get why that season is there and why it does have its own place within the fold of The Wire. I appreciate what it is. It's not my favorite. I kind of just push through it because I know that at least the rest of the show is going to be good because I've heard very good things about a couple of the later seasons in particular. I don't know if 5's very good, but I push through it. And then I immediately... It's funny because we've talked earlier in reference to Destiny 1 and 2 about games where the second one is like a huge leap over the first one, and that's kind of what it felt like going from The Wire Season 2 to The Wire Season 3, and I was like, oh man, this is why I started watching this show in the first place. This season's great. And then 2 is, but 2 is... It's worth it. It's not a thing I'm ever going to return to ever in my life, probably. But it's interesting. But still, season 3 and season 4 are really fantastic so far. Well, season 3 is so far. And I've heard great things about 4. So, why not? It's one of the best shows of all time. Might as well.
It's not Breaking Bad. Shut up.
No. It's not Breaking Bad.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up the show. If you guys want to get in touch with us, you can send us an email to podcast@gamingdeath.com. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/gamingdeath. Remember, we are live each and every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/gamingdeath. Remember to head over to our mothership site, geekyannex.net, for more great podcasts just like this one, like Horseplay Live, which is hosted by the Podfather himself, YogiZilla. I think that's going to do it for tonight. I'm Chris.
I'm Kyle.
Have a good night, everybody.
Night, guys.
And I'm spent. Hey there, YouTube. You guys still hanging around? Just want to say thank you guys for all the support you guys continue to give us over on the tubes. All like 16 viewers that we get on the YouTubes.
Yay.
Yeah, we love you guys. I'm going to cut this a little bit early because I really have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And yeah. So have a good night, guys. Remember, hit the bell icon, leave a comment, like this video. We love you guys. Have a good night.
Night, guys.